right? So it is very easy to create. Let's suppose if we talk about this first account, which is cash, current asset account. Now the balance we have is 6,800. Now question is it debit balance or credit balance? This is debit balance. Why? Because the debit side is heavier. So in accounting, the side which is heavier, we call it the balance, right? So here we have debit side heavier as compared to credit side. So the balance will have been debit balance, right? So when we prepare the trial balance, it's very simple. We put here number one, which is serial number. The head of account is the name of the ledger account, which is our cash current asset account, right? And the balance will be debit. And the balance will be taken from here, which is 6,800. This is very simple. So cash current asset account, serial number one, the balance is 6,800. It's a debit balance. Why? Because we have debit balance here. What is the total of the debit side? 10 plus 5, 15. So we'll bring the total here 15. And the total of the credit side is, you can check at the taskbar, it is 8,200. You see? Here plus 8,200. Okay, so when we subtract 8,200 out of 15,000, we are left with 6,800. And it's a debit balance. Clear? Any confusion? Okay. So this was our first account, first head of account. Now just have a look at the second account, and its name is equity, capital equity. Now the balance of this account is debit or credit? I mean, sorry, credit balance. Because the credit side is heavier, so balance is credit balance. It is written on the debit side, but it is a credit balance. You are absolutely right. So we will put here trial balance number 2 is equal to the name of the account. And the name of the account is capital equity account. And the balance will be credit, right? So I'll put credit balance from here. And this is 10,000. Now, number 3, we have building account, right? And the balance of the building is debit or credit? Debit. Because it is written on the credit side, but it is debit balance. Why? Because the debit side is heavier and we have no entry on the credit side, that is why the balance is credit. You are absolutely right. So we put number 3 is equal to here. Building non-current asset account. And the balance is on debit side, which is 6,000. Okay. Now we have number 4, which is equipment account. And the balance of this account is debit credit. Debit. Absolutely right. So we will write here number 4 is equal to the name of the account. And it's debit balance, right? It's written on the credit. Carried down balance is always written on the opposite. Number 5. So we have CBQ bank loan, right? The balance of CBQ is debit credit. Credit, because credit side is heavier, That is why it is written on the debit side. So it will be 5,000. Number six, which account we have? Purchases expense, and the balance is debit credit. Debit 3,000. Great. So is equal to 3,000. Number seven. Now, which account we have? Trade payables, current liability. Balance is credit. Yeah, I know it happens. It happens. When you are learning first, second time, it happens. No problem. It's natural. Now, number eight. Now we have trade receivable account, right? And the balance is debit credit. Debit. That is why we are writing on the credit side is equal to, and that is your 4,500. So number nine. Right? Now we take the total. Okay. So this is very important. Is equal to sum because the total should come equal, right? It means the double entry we followed is absolutely right. Can you note it down, please? I'm waiting for you. Right, sir? Any question?
We don't maybe said we 20,000, but it's very same 22,000. So that will be wrong.
That will be wrong.
Yeah.
That this is what I will be teaching you. How to, what are the errors and how do we correct it? Right? After this trial balance, we will prepare financial statements. And if you remember, in the very first lecture, I show you the format of financial statements. And let me draw it again. You remember we discussed this? Statement, profit, loss, and everything. So I'll be making it again with the help of trial balance. Right, sir? Okay. This is the format of statement of profit or loss and statement of financial position. Very simple. You know, we have five elements of financial statements. We have already discussed this many and times. We have assets and liabilities. We have equity and we have expenses in it. We have already discussed, right? So these income and expenses, these are shown in a statement of profit or loss here. Sales less cost of sales, then we have gross profit, then we subtract selling expense, admin expense, we have net profit. On this question, in this trial balance, do we have sales? Do we have sales income? Yes, we have at number 9. So we will color it green because this is our income, right? Do we have any other income? No. Okay. So what is the amount of sales? 4,500. Do we have cost of sales? And how do we calculate cost of sale? Opening inventory plus purchases minus closing inventory. So far we have only purchases, right? So we assume it as our expense. And the amount is how much? 3,000. But I will always write in the bracket because we have to subtract it, right? Okay, so you have to always subtract it. So sales minus cost of sales, sorry. Sales minus cost of sales, you are left with gross profit. So do we have selling expense here? No, but we have administrative expense and we have electricity expense as an administrative expense, right? And we have no other expense. So you put here is equal to 200. So the net profit will be 1,500 minus 200. So net. Understood? Okay. Then okay, non-current assets. Do we have property, plant, and equipment here? Property, plant, and equipment. So building and equipment, these both are property, plant, right? Right, sir? So we will change the color of it. And the sum of both is 2,000 plus 6,000. Do we have inventory here? No. Do we have trade receivables here? Yes, we have 4,500. Right, brother? Do we have cash in bank here? Yes, we do have. And it is 6,800. Now you take the sum of these two. And the total will come here like this. This is your total assets. Then equity. Do we have capital in our business? Yes, we have. And that is how much? 10,000 capital, right? Do we have net profit here? 1,300. So your total equity will be 1,300 plus 10,000. Do we have bank loan here? CBQ. Do we have trade payables? That's all. So this plus this plus. So assets are equal to liabilities plus equity. This is what we have learned in the accounting equation. Total assets will be equal to total liabilities. Just understand, reflect, adjust. I'll give you the handouts so that you can also.